Mike Tyson was born on June 30th, 1966, in the Bedford-Stuyvesant neighborhood of Brooklyn. He was the youngest child in the family and had one older brother and sister. Mike's childhood was filled with many challenges. When he was 2 years old, his father left the family, leaving his mother, Lorna, to raise him and his two siblings, Rodney and Denise, on her own. Due to financial difficulties, Mike Tyson's family moved to Brownsville, Brooklyn, a neighborhood known for its high crime rates. Mike was shy and small, often becoming a target for bullying. However, he found a childhood hobby, playing with pigeons. His first fight happened because of this hobby. A young man who was older than Mike took one of his pigeons and started to tease him. Despite Mike's pleas to take back his pigeon, the young man removed the pigeon's head from his body and threw it in front of Mike. Mike attacked the boy with great anger and hit him hard. When Mike Tyson was 10 years old, his family had to leave their hometown due to financial problems. They went to a poor neighborhood in New York where crime and drugs were very common. These polluted environments had a great impact on young Mike. According to his own words, he started using cocaine at the age of 11 and breaking into houses. By the time he was only 13, Mike had been arrested by the police more than 30 times. At the age of 16, he also lost his mother, adding another layer of grief to his already troubled life. Due to Mike Tyson's bad behavior, he was sent to the Tryon School for Boys, a reform school in upstate New York. At Tryon, Tyson met counselor Bobby Stewart, who was an amateur boxing champion. Tyson asked Stewart to teach him how to use his fists. Stewart reluctantly agreed, on the condition that Mike would stay out of trouble and work harder in school. Although Mike had previously been considered unteachable, after months of effort, he managed to improve his academic abilities to the 7th grade level. After several months of continued boxing training with Mr. Stewart, an interesting event took place. The legendary boxing trainer, Cus D'Amato, came to New York and established the Catskill Boxing Club nearby. Fortunately for Tyson, this gym was close to the same reform school he attended. Mike's coach, Bobby Stewart, felt he had taught Tyson everything he could and had no more techniques left to offer him. So, he contacted Cus D'Amato and asked if he would take Tyson as a student. On the other hand, Cus D'Amato, who had trained great boxers like Floyd Patterson and Jose Torres, was no longer actively training fighters and had a lot of free time. Because of this, he agreed to Stewart's request and invited Mike to his gym. After a short time, D'Amato noticed the incredible physique, skill, and drive of this troubled teenager. He then asked two others, Teddy Atlas and Kevin Rooney, to join him in training Tyson. Very soon, a strong and experienced team was formed around Mike Tyson. D'Amato, who was aware of Tyson's mother's death and his difficult childhood, grew closer to Mike, forming an emotional bond with him, to the point that Mike was truly considered a member of D'Amato's family. D'Amato emphasized the importance of controlling Tyson's anger and using it properly, and he was remarkably successful in taming the angry and troubled Tyson. As Mike and D'Amato's team worked hard, the time for competitions finally arrived. Now, it was Mike Tyson's turn to prove himself. As an amateur, Mike Tyson won gold medals at the Junior Olympic Games in 1981 and 1982. He defeated Joe Cortez in 1981 and Kelton Brown in 1982. After the Junior Olympics, Mike Tyson had his first professional fight at the age of 18 on March 6, 1985, in Albany, New York. In his first 28 fights, he achieved an impressive record of 26 knockouts, which gained him significant attention. However, during the best days of Mike's life, the worst possible thing happened. Cus D'Amato passed away. D'Amato's death was a major shock for Tyson, as he had lost both a father figure and his mentor. He fell into a deep depression, and there was a risk that he might lose his success in the sport as well, as this tragedy struck just as he was beginning his professional career and hadn't yet developed solid roots. The following year, a fight was scheduled. This match would be Tyson's first to be broadcast live nationwide in the United States. In this fight, Tyson faced off against Jesse Ferguson. Unlike most of Tyson's previous bouts, which usually ended in the first round, this fight lasted until the fifth round, with Tyson ultimately winning. The devastating punch Tyson delivered in the fifth round that knocked Ferguson down showed that this was still the same powerful Mike, and nothing had changed. Tyson had retained his strength, but he was no longer as calm as before. From his punches and fighting style, you could sense the anger inside him. Mike fought many big names in the sport, including Marvis Frazier, the son of the great Joe Frazier, the man who handed Muhammad Ali his first defeat. This match was also broadcast live across the United States, with everyone watching this intense battle. As soon as the match began, Tyson, with his signature footwork, charged toward his opponent, and it didn't take long for him to finish the job. It took only 24 seconds. Let's see this episode together once again.
Scoring system if the rounds wind up even, and the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Tyson comes out slugging.
He comes out smoking like Marvis's father, Joe. Marvis must move or we're going to be out of here very, very quickly. Uppercut, and Marvis is hurt.
Frazier is down. Joe Cortez moves in to have a look, and he's going to stop the fight. It did not last 20 seconds. Tyson.
In those days, Mike Tyson won all his matches with one goal in mind: to win the WBC belt. After a few more fights, the big day finally arrived: Tyson's first fight for the World Heavyweight Championship. Standing in front of him was the proud and powerful Trevor Berbick, the WBC title holder, the man who had defeated Muhammad Ali. The arena was packed with people, and celebrities and actors had come to witness the fight live. Even Muhammad Ali himself was present. All eyes were on the 20-something-year-old Mike Tyson, who had never lost a fight until that day. Could he win again? In less than 6 minutes, Tyson destroyed Berbick, not giving him a chance to shine. With a technical knockout, Tyson won the match, claiming the WBC belt. At 20 years and 4 months old in 1986, Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion in history.
Paul Tyson, Berbick doing nothing offensively, and he crashes down.
Mike Tyson's ambitions didn't stop there. He aimed for more championship titles, and he succeeded. By defeating Pinklon Thomas and Tony Tucker, he won the WBA and IBF belts. With these victories, Tyson immortalized his name and became the first boxer to simultaneously hold the WBC, WBA, and IBF belts. Mike decided to get married and tied the knot with Robin Givens, a famous American actress and model. Tyson was deeply in love with Givens. He even brought her to his matches and spent a lot of time with her. However, due to problems in their relationship, it didn't even last a year, and Givens filed for divorce. This divorce was very hard on Tyson because he still had feelings for his wife. But things were different for Givens. She stood to gain a large sum of money from the divorce since Tyson was incredibly wealthy at the time. Then these problems led to Mike's downfall. He was arrested for assault and went to prison. Mike Tyson went to prison under the worst possible circumstances, but he had plenty of time to reflect on his mistakes and think about correcting them. While in prison, he even converted to Islam and changed his name to Malik Abdulaziz. He got permission from the prison warden to train and regularly practice the techniques D'Amato had taught him. Because of this, during the 3 years he spent in prison, he didn't lose much of his form, and immediately after his release, he returned to the world of boxing. In his first match after being released, he faced Peter McNeely. With a calm mind and a ready body, he stepped into the ring, and as you saw, it was as if the old Tyson had been reborn. With continued fights and resumed training, he managed to reclaim the WBC and WBA belts. To watch the second part of the video, subscribe to the Success Story channel.